Cam Thomas followed the lead of his favorite player to set several unbelievable records and used his first NBA paycheck in a truly remarkable fashion. Number 7. Cam Thomas's early life. How did a kid born in Japan go on to set records in the NBA? We bet that most NBA fans didn't know that Cam wasn't born in America. Instead, he was born in Yokosuka, Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. Now that might seem odd, but his mom was part of the army and her base was then located there in Japan. His mom, Leslie, grew up in Virginia coast and spent 4 years in the army, a year of which was in Korea as an administrative specialist. She left the army to have her first child, daughter Shanice Collins, and then 10 years later, while living in Japan, had Cam. Cam is also a big mama's boy. My mom has instilled work ethic, discipline. Being in the military, she preaches discipline all the time. Not only did his mom instill all of those qualities, but pass down her basketball genetics to him. Leslie played middle school and high school basketball in Virginia. Cam's love for ball started just as he learned how to walk. However, a tough decision in high school almost derailed his dreams. Number 6. Basketball obsession. When you see who influenced Cam the most, it makes perfect sense why he plays the way that he plays. Cam said he began falling in love with basketball at 2 years old. He had a Nerf hoop and enjoyed watching his sister play. When he was 7, he won a contest by hitting 33 of them consecutively. His mom noticed his passion for basketball when he was about 10, as he played well against older kids. They tried the basketball trainer route, but in the end, his mom ended up being his coach. He would go shoot, I'd get his rebounds, and it's strange because whenever we went, I was the only mother, the only parent in the gym. You would think he would be embarrassed, but no, some of the other kids would come over there and watch, and I would just go get his rebounds. Cam also fell in love with Kobe Bryant around this time. In fact, he loved the Black Mamba so much that he transformed his bedroom into Kobe World. Kobe sheets, blankets, rugs, the whole room was Kobe. His mom even painted the walls Lakers purple and gold. However, things changed during his sophomore year. Cam and his mom decided that he would not play his sophomore basketball season at Oscar Smith because they weren't on the same page with the coaching staff. Instead, Cam spent that season going 6 days a week and shooting baskets. Not playing burned him from the inside and made him more motivated than ever to do what he loves. So for his junior season, he transferred to Oak Hill Academy and averaged 26.2 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game. He was named Offensive Player of the Year at the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League after averaging a league best 29.5 points per game. He finished his 2-year career as the all-time leading scorer at Oak Hill with 2,219 points. As a senior in 2019-2020, Thomas averaged 31.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game. He was selected for the 2020 Jordan Brand Classic. In college, he would do something truly remarkable. Number 5. Journey to the NBA. Like his entire basketball journey, Cam's mom made a big sacrifice to keep him moving toward his dream. Out of all the colleges that came calling, Cam ended up picking LSU. He opened his college basketball career with 27 points. He followed that with 25 points and earned himself the Southeastern Conference Freshman of the Week. His elite scoring output was possible because he kept his eyes set on the big picture, which was making it to the NBA. He wasn't out partying like all the other kids. To make sure he didn't mess up, his mom decided to make a huge change in her life. She moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Cam lived on campus but often visited his mother at her apartment to talk and watch basketball while eating some good home-cooked meals. His mom attended all of the Tigers' home games. And from the sound of it, Cam really appreciated his mom's sacrifice, saying, "My mom saved up and rented an apartment down there and really stayed on top of me and made sure I got everything I needed. So it was just amazing to have my mom by my side." Cam would then take the next step toward his dream and immediately began to win awards. Number 4. NBA career. Cam went from getting DNPs to setting coaching records. He was initially picked 27th overall by the Brooklyn Nets. Immediately he showed what he was elite at, which was getting buckets. He was named NBA Summer League MVP for averaging 27 points per game and was the Summer League leading scorer and was named to the Summer League first team. However, he was on a team with the likes of Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, so the Nets had their hands full with bucket getters. Now that is why he didn't get much playing time early on. However, he did have a surreal experience training with Harden because he grew up studying his game. I would watch highlights of mainly James and Kobe, especially when James was in Houston. That's when I was really seeing how to do the step back three, seeing how he draws fouls and stuff like that. But when the Nets' big three blew up and the team decided to change directions, Cam got his opportunity, and he did not disappoint. On February 4th, 2023, Thomas put up a then career-high 44 points. And the next game, Thomas scored a new career-high 47 points. He became the second youngest player in NBA history to score at least 40 points in consecutive games, behind LeBron James. But Cam wasn't done yet. On February 7th, 2023, Thomas put up 43 points, making him the youngest player in NBA history to score at least 40 points in 3 consecutive games. That one start was all he needed. The following season dropped 36 points off the bench in his very first game. His 36 points were the most off the bench in a season opener in NBA history. He would go on to surpass Bernard King's record for the most 40-point games in Nets history at age 22 years old or younger, with his 6th career 40-point game. Now, elite scorers are rare in the league, which is why Cam has a massive contract coming in the near future. Number 3, NBA contract. For Cam, millions of dollars hang in the balance. Currently, he is on a 4-year, $10.4 million deal. Luckily for him, the entire thing is guaranteed. However, he is slowly inching towards his next deal. If the team hadn't changed directions, Cam would never have been able to show what he was capable of. This means that he could have ended up earning far less than what he deserved. Now, however, he has been proven to be a great scorer and will likely earn triple what he is right now once his new deal comes around. All the years he and his mom spent shooting and rebounding are about to pay off big time. But don't think for a second that Cam would let the money go to his head. What he did with his first paycheck is truly incredible. Number 2, off the court. When he isn't playing, he looks to improve his game in a rather unique way. First, everyone who makes it to the league is always bombarded with questions about what they spend their money on. Well, Cam isn't like your typical player. His favorite place to go eat is Chick-fil-A, despite living in downtown Brooklyn. I don't really go out for real, so I don't really have that yet, but maybe eventually when I get some time, a little few days off in between some games, I'll probably go find some spots. Now this is pretty evident by his Instagram account, which has 235,000 followers. His entire feed is full of basketball highlights. He might not spend money on himself, but he is willing to spoil his mom. My second year, I got my mom a car as a gift. She wanted a Range Rover. That's probably the biggest thing, and probably some jewelry. Just some jewelry for myself, but I don't really spend much. I don't really have nothing crazy. Talk about a good kid. But in his free time, he still thinks about basketball. He said he learned how to play the game through YouTube clips, which is pretty amazing. And instead of watching silly videos on YouTube, he then used the platform to add to his passion and ended up amassing quite a fortune. Number 1, his net worth. One thing that can boost your net worth is a couple of big endorsements. Now that Cam has more minutes, he can show off his elite game and wrangle in a few endorsements shortly. So far, he has made $10 million. A good chunk of that ends up going to taxes and agents and managers, which is why it is clutch to have some brands backing you. He is likely to double and even triple that in the coming years, but for now, we would estimate that his net worth is somewhere around the $2 million mark.